Fay Farms. Where's the beef at? Contact Jimmy Fay. Family Landscaping. Make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ. The Black River Ale House. Where the Romans go. Dura Products. Who's got the pipe? Jimmy Fay's got the pipe. Contact Jimmy Fay for irrigation, drainage, pool, and spa. You building a new house? Contact Jimmy Fay. He's got your stuff. The B-Dry system. Your basement's wet? Get a hold of B-Dry. Believe in 271. Nobody fights alone. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, your local representative. George Kaler, Sales and Service. Liberty Affordable Housing. Rome Sign and Display Company. Nice Scoba. The men and women in blue, thank you for what you do. Robert Dix Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix. Tri-City Lacrosse. 40 years of summer fun. Master Vito Hyundai. Contact the sales force. CRM Rental Management. The Clinton Tractor and Implement Company. Contact the Caledona family.
Hello, Yeti Nation.
What's up, Greg Beecher? What's up, Yeti Nation?
Living the dream, living the dream. Watching a lot of lacrosse. Wow, there was some crazy games. I mean, how about that New York game?
Didn't see that one coming, did we?
No, I don't think anybody really, really thought that was gonna happen. I mean, if
Not in Buffalo.
no, I really thought they were going to be better, but I did not think they were going to beat Buffalo. I thought that was just too much to ask. But wow, yeah, they had a run there, and something like they got 9 goals and 20 shots.
Yeah, nuts.
Insane.
Crazy game. It was a crazy game. To see a record broken, and then in the same game, might have been the same quarter. I'm not exactly sure there, but watching Maddie get pulled and also breaking records, that was incredible. But he came back more solid than ever.
Yeah, that's got to be
not enough.
It's got to be an interesting night for Matt Vince. You know, you got pulls, you had a bad night, but you also celebrate 10,000 saves.
Yeah. And Teat, and that's a good team too. They're good in their prime right now.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's move on to another record that was set. Lyle Thompson scored his 300th goal, and I've got a quick clip of Stamper talking about it. Then we'll be right back.
Goal becomes the third Indigenous player to hit that mark, along with Jeff Shattler and Cody Jamieson. This is a gorgeous play, but look at where all the other Toronto defenders are. Great job by Georgia of isolating for Lyle Thompson, but you're leaving a rookie defender against one of the hardest players to ever cover in the history of the game one-on-one, all alone with no help anywhere. There's no chance for anybody to get there.
Yeah, there's no chance for anybody to get there. He said it is cool they isolate him, but how lucky are we to watch Lyle Thompson play?
The incredible aerodynamics are an athlete at his prime. He is an incredible athlete. To do what he does and what he has done, a compliment. Hopefully he continues to soar high like that. That's great stuff.
Yeah, it is. And I tell you, the way he plays defense too, he is all over the place. We've got that game. We're going to get into it a little bit here. But yeah, I mean, Nick Rose
stood on his head.
Well, he did it. And how about Dobson? I mean, Dobson's only a second-year player, or his second year as a starter, and he comes in, and he completely surprised me. After the first couple games, I was like, oh, man, it's going to be a struggle all year for them. I don't expect them to do, a great job. But then Dobson has been definitely solid, and their defense has been pretty good too.
Solid 35 saves on the night. That's huge. He kept his team where the team needed to be. It was a great back and forth game. Toronto down at one point in the first part of the game, and wow, couldn't Couldn't have dialed up something better, but they did.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing though, with these two offenses and all the talent that's out there on offense, you'd think, we go halfway through the first quarter and our first goal is a transition goal.
Right.
Slade, that was sweet. He got down there, and actually they called him the wrong name too in the game. They didn't. They kept calling him Desnu, and then he scored, and he finally got it right afterwards. But
I understand that problem, so I sympathize very much.
do we know how long Thompson is signed with Georgia? And do we think he'd ever play in Albany? It is closer to home, and he did play college there. I don't know if he would. It would be a very weird fit with him now with all the young players that they have there. But I mean, yeah, he's just so. Look at this. I mean, the defenseman here. This just turns his head for 1 second to look at the ball, and that second that he turns to look at him, he's gone. Slips
Gone.
right through.
I'm coming down heavy, hard, and here it comes.
Yeah.
Great cut.
Yeah, and then that was a great cut, but Nick Rose shuts Q down on the doorstep.
Well, look at the side. He's a square. Look at him. Yeah, I sit here and look at these goalies nowadays, and some of the clips that I'm watching now through Gary Grube and everything that he puts on the classics to see what the goalies look like. It's like, man, I wish they would size them down a little bit. I get the padding and everything, but bring it a little bit more into. There's not much goal there to look at.
You say that, but I mean, we still have some games that
we still got some great
20 goals.
It's a matter of getting the goalie moving. That's what it's about. You got to make the goalie move.
And I think it just goes to show, though, in this league, you are only as good as your goalie. I don't care how. I mean, when you look at it, so you look at 47 saves versus, Matt Vince didn't have a great night and he had 23. So, I mean, that's a little bit different, but on a regular night, you're talking between 30 saves and 40 saves. So there's only 5 to 10 saves difference between if you win or lose. So it really does come down to, that so often.
It was a great game. Both goalies stood on their heads and kept their teams where they needed to be.
Yeah, this was just a mental mistake here. The shot clock winds down. And, yeah, Q, you see, he actually just gets the ball now. Shot clock's already expired. Him and Brendan Bomberry both run to change and just.
The break is on.
Yeah.
They're on the long side of the field, too, so yeah, that's advantage rock.
Yeah, Matt Zuka, that was a big one.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Georgia says we can play this game.
Game on.
Yeah, so I mean, most of the goals at the beginning of that game transition, and then the offenses get going. Yeah, that's Lyle Thompson right there, drawing both defenders, Seth Oakes and him, and this is something I didn't think about. So the Haudenosaunee indoor team is going to have this too. But look at the screens Lyle sets. He sets the pick, and then when he goes, the one defender goes with him, paying no attention, which leaves Seth Oakes all alone.
All alone.
Yeah.
Great backdoor cut. Great setup. Sticks it. And you got him away from the goal.
Yeah.
You got to get the goalie to move.
Yeah, that you got to get that east-west movement.
Yeah.
And actually, we did see some far out shots kind of going in here, but this is just a beautiful give and go set. They pass it down to Shane Jackson, and he gives it to Andrew Q cutting through. But I mean, that's so hard to. That's just oh, sorry.
No, you go on. I was just going to say, second quarter they turned it on, and they were putting the ball on the net is the number one thing.
Yeah,
a great catch, and just a finish, getting it on net.
Yeah, that is such a huge part of it. And not only that, but being able to pick up those offensive rebounds like that, where you can get the second and third set, keep them on. So they killed the end of the penalty there, but it didn't really matter. A couple seconds later, he just buries it. This is what I mean. Yeah. They do that quite a few times on Dobson. They get Dobson to step over, and he overcommits, and they throw it back to that near side, or what is now the far side. It happens on quite a few of these goals.
He stepped out, squared up, and just that step enough. And those guys throw curveballs. It's not like that's a straight shot. I'm sure that ball's probably breaking a good 6-8 inches in the short amount of time. It's quick.
Oh yeah, it's insane. And
Yeah.
I mean, how about this for your 300th goal? How cool is this that his 300th goal is just, he does this little swim move over the top of Josh Martin.
Well, the defense, they couldn't have let that poor kid on an island more in regards to nobody even looked over until it's ready for takeoff.
Yeah, by the time they all look, yeah, he's already in the air. And he's just been doing it. He makes it look so easy. Just swims over the top, flies, faking far side the whole time, and then twists her back over to put it over Rose's shoulder as soon as he barely pulls it off. As soon as Rose starts to put that shoulder up, he just, let me go back the other way.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Rose.
That was huge right there. Mike Manley just caught that shot.
Uh-huh. Pick it up and go.
Yeah, he's like,
Take it and go.
But Toronto puts a ton of pressure on him. They don't just give it to him. They force him to throw it out here, actually.
Up the boards, out the box.
But then they catch it again. Same power play. Toronto's on the power play. And that's 2 in a row Georgia caught. Georgia's defense was really good keeping their sticks in the passing lanes. I mean, it didn't help them there. Unfortunately, Toronto comes down and they're going to end up scoring here. But, I mean, that is just amazing ball movement on the power play. The goalie has to move all 3 spots.
Well, I know getting back to Thompson's goal, as far as I got a message here that says I'm stealing that Lyle Thompson's crosshand crease jump goal. Who do you think said that?
That's got to be Air Blaine.
There you go, bro. They're watching. They're taking notes. Yeti they're studying. That's good stuff. Love it, Blaine.
Well, this is what, this is the most important thing I think right here, though. Boom. And look at that. He just picks the rebound up. Comes around.
Yeah.
You got to keep the defense on. Plus the goalies, though, is they need that time to recover that 30-second shot clock. But he's just so special to watch play. And there's no room over there. I mean, what do you think Nick Rose is off that inside pipe by about an inch?
If that.
Yeah.
If that. Enough for a ball. But the other thing, as you're going, I'm watching every play. There's nobody really standing still at all. There's constant motion by everybody, unless you're on your face.
Yeah, unless you're that guy lying down picking yourself up for the couple seconds.
Here comes another one.
Yeah, this is power play, but this save right there, that's one of those like defeating saves. It's like we did everything right, move the ball, you get him to go all the way here, back to the other side, then he fires it back here, and as Q shoots, he just like comes sliding across. That's an insane save right there. He does a 360 though. Did you see that? He actually spins around and faces the net.
Spun around. Yeah. Sully does that every once in a while. He'll give a inside outside roll. It's like, what? Let's keep square.
And then Toronto picked up the rebound, went down, wasted another 30 seconds, but it didn't matter. Yeah, I tell you, this game really looked like Toronto had finally met their match. Georgia was like, okay, you figured out Nick Rose, you've got the defense moving here, and then it's, typical. All of a sudden, halfway through the third quarter, Georgia
light a fire.
I don't know.
Lit up on them.
Yeah, I don't know if it's their defense got tired or if it's just Toronto figured out how to move the ball better. And honestly, I think you'll see there's quite a few plays at the end of this game that Nick Rose comes up huge. Like that one right there, that's a far out shot. I mean, yeah, he is stepping from one side to the other. Corey Small's
huge.
He's on fire though. He has like, I think his the first 4 games of the year, he scored 1 goal. In the last 3 games, he's probably got 8 goals.
Yep.
He had 4 this game, and I think like 4 or 5 the last game. 4
on this one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it hit his stick there. It was just going so fast. And I like it. He looks at his stick, and this is when trouble begins. I blame Dobson here because after this, he looks at the stick. He's like, oh, man, things aren't going right.
Oh, boy.
What are you doing to me, stick?
Got to bury it into the ground.
Yeah.
Make sure, those guys are ripping lasers. Got to get it buried into the ground. It's going to spin it.
Well, and then,
Well, take a look at the save of the week last week. The guy, same thing, got the paddle up there and a shot, spun his stick around, but he made the save. Great, great stuff right there too.
yeah. And this is what I mean. Say, do this again. This is Mark
You're in his
Matthews.
head.
But
You're in his head now.
he comes all the way across and then throws it back to that. It was the near side, but now it's the far side pipe. Something about when Dobson was stepping out, he left just enough there that they kept picking off it. And this shot by Zach Miller, though, this is crazy. You can barely see the net, and it's like a little curveball.
Yeah.
He just kind of puts it right in there, and you see Rose was like, "Oh man!" By the time he even realized what was happening, it was too late.
It was just how's that? Maybe 40-mile-an-hour shot. I mean, there was nothing on it. It was just pure placement. The kid seen something, the stick seen something, and he buried it. Good shot.
That's Zach Miller. He plays for the Allegheny Arrows, and he's more of a playmaker. He's constantly moving out there, like you're talking about. Everybody's always moving. He sets a lot of screens, but he feeds guys because he is lethally accurate, and that's usually when he scores. It's a super well placed shot. He just sees something he likes and picks it.
Yep, and that's it. Boom, got it around the goalie. Didn't expect it coming out, and here comes another good luck.
Yeah, this is a beautiful goal here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Toronto's offense, and now the game's tied up at 8. And all of a sudden
momentum.
It's like, oh,
a little
boy.
thing called Mo.
Yeah.
Look at that twister type of thing. He caught it, gave it a twist on the crease, and then shot. That's great.
Yeah, they call this one, he gets a little high up with the helmet.
I would have called it a hold. Hold on the offense.
Yeah, it's his fault. So then on the power play though,
nice
this
shot.
dunk, and then it ends up not being good.
Oh, they reviewed it.
Yeah, yep. See, and this is, I love the technology, but I mean, so with the replay, we're sitting here and it takes us a couple seconds to look at it, but so it's out of his stick right here, or it's not out of his stick. I'm sorry, and you can clearly see the shot clock's at 0. Real time, this is a millisecond. Yeah. But this is at like so many frames per second, and when you slow it down, and the refs actually one called one thing and one called another. So it was one of those mixed calls, and we saw that in another game too. In Albany, they had one, and the inconclusive evidence, and it went to the head official or the lead official.
Yeah, that was a great game too. We'll talk about that another time. That I wasn't watching this game. I went back and did the quick flip through like you told me to. I was watching the Albany game.
Yeah, and Wrigley area had a great night. We'll get into that at some point here, but I think this was a huge game for the playoffs because although we don't have the East-West thing, both of these teams are, if Georgia wants to get in, they're going to have to find a way to get past Toronto. And this is something too that, like, as far as the forechecking goes, Lyle Thompson never gives up on a play.
No, the ride. Yes,
there he is right there, and he gets it. And the whole reason he gets it is because he forces the guy at the beginning of it. Right there, he forces so he makes a errant pass. It goes back. Good job. I think that's Seth Oakes. Yeah, Seth Oakes is helping him out. They bounce it over. They set the offense up, and then they're going to score. Q comes down, a pass from Thompson, and he rips it, gets the shot clock. Nick Rose makes a save. Then they're going to work it around again. That's what I mean. You just get the goalie stepping. So he brings him all the way across. Q walks him back across the crease and beats him far side low. Andrew Q, that was his 100th goal, I believe.
Yeah, I think I seen that as well.
So, yeah, he's got 100 goals.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I know coaches overemphasize, especially I know we do, Tony and Johnny do. Don't let him get to the top side. You got to push him back down. Don't let him get top side. There's a reason why. The goalie, you make one step opens up a shot or opens up a goal, because those outside shots, those guys are with the bouncing and the way the ball can spin and everything else. All you need is that half inch, and that's what Rose did. He stepped out, a foot and a half, and he got it around him.
Yeah, Yeah, it's crazy, and this is going to be a big transition goal here. And again, it's you see so much of this. It all happens off of rebounds. This is a nice save by Rose, and it kind of gets overshadowed by the run down here. Justin Martin comes down. He played at the Nations Cup there. He played on that Six Nations team that was dominant. But they just and these guys, when they get down there with numbers, trying to hold it as long as they can. And it's easy as I'm sitting here clipping things and you slow it down. But to see him just open his hips up and whip it up top.
Dobson, look how far away he is from the goal, though. That different style of goalies. Rose keeps it close. Dobson, he's taking it, 2-3 steps off the pipe.
Yeah.
It opens up so much room.
No, it doesn't. And the other thing is, you look at the mismatch with the numbers. So that's Dan Lintner down there. So the D's looking, and he has to take him. This guy stayed low. He's expecting him to come out to the shot. This guy doesn't come out right away, and by the time he gets over there, all he's doing is kind of getting in Dobson's way. And yeah,
You're my screening the snot out of me. I can't see the ball. Where is it?
yeah. And again, he tucks it near side though. You got Dobson stepping over, and not much room over there, but he happened to find a place.
It's a ball 3 inches wide.
Is it even that wide?
I don't know. I'm sitting here at 2.5 inches, maybe. Then
Maybe we'll have to measure it. But there's Lyle Thompson on the right again. I know, yeah, and then he gets the shot and the reset. So I got to remember to grab this tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, just he comes down and just relentless. He gets the shot that goes off a Rose, so it's not an over and back. They get the reset on the shot clock, pick it back up, and then he comes in on this. It's a little bit later in that series, but yeah, this was beautiful too. And Rose immediately knew. Rose was like, "No way!" You see him when he's getting ready to get up. He's like, "Absolutely not! Throw the flag."
there's no way, Coach.
That's what he said. And actually, when I first watched it, I thought, wow, Lyle did a great job keeping his, his hands up until it went in, but it doesn't. You see, as soon as his hand touches, then the ball rolls off of Rose's pad and goes in. So, great call by the officials.
They did a good job, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, they get more right than they get wrong, I'll say. Some of their what they call a push and what they call a penalty is, questionable. I'll give them that, but
And how they call something, it's amazing. You'll give a little slap on the hand. Sometimes it'll draw something, but I'm watching the guy two-hand somebody in front of the crease, and nothing. Okay, yeah. I got you.
And there's Small again. And this is what I was saying. You see the trend. They run, they go across, and they throw it right back to where they just came from, and beats Dobson again. Right here. That was a big play. Toronto gets a huge, they get the turnover. They try to get the ball back, but by the time they did, Toronto had already taken 30 seconds off. So now Georgia gets back down. You got Q setting up. But this, in my opinion, he just takes too long. Like, Nick Rose is too good of a goalie.
You let him set up. Yeah. Sometimes it's got to be the snap. Just get it on goal.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He keeps stepping.
Goalie sees the shot the whole time.
Yeah, and then he just kind of passes it out. But yeah, he really steps straight. It's not like the ball just got there and he's stepping. He's giving himself less of an angle as he's working his way over there.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that the angle is diminishing. Now, he could have taken 2 steps at least towards the front of the goal and maybe opened it back up, but he didn't. Yeah. Going the other way. Nice save, goalie.
Well, empty net here, and then this is the dagger play, really. They just get it. And you see, I love Dobson laying out, trying to get it. He almost gets it, but Dan Craig just finishes it off. I think it was Dan. It might have been Challen Rogers, actually, on that last goal. I might have that wrong. But, yeah, no, I mean, they tried again, but, Rosie is just
it was Rogers.
Rose is just so good. But I love it. Thank you for that. But then this play, too, they want another goal.
They're not done.
No,
You're in our
Dobson.
house.
Dobson says, I don't think so. That was a nice save.
Play it out.
Yeah, and Rose is just absolutely pumped, and you got to know why. I mean, he played great.
Yeah. In front of the home crowd, the boys are rocking. You got the W, a big comeback. What more could you want?
What more could you ask for?
Yeah.
But yeah, and unfortunately for the Firewolves, I did not clip any of that game. I really I don't know if I could handle it. No, I'm just joking. I just didn't get a chance to clip it. We might clip it and go through it. But so you watched the whole game at home. What did you think happened?
Uh, they were without Paulus. I think Paulus is one of their huge elements of their offense, but I think they forced a lot of things, and they ran into a team that said, "You're not going to put us in the record book."
Yeah.
And that's
I
plain
think
and simple.
I think
They
it was
took it to them.
Yeah, I also think it was a statement from San Diego, though. I mean, San Diego, a lot of people have questioned their defense. They always, when you talk about it, you hear about the offense. I think it was a statement win from them. Wrigley played good, but I think more than that, San Diego's defense did a good job limiting Albany's offense. The transition had more goals for a while. I mean, Albany might have ended up with a few more, but then, yeah, the credit to San Diego's offense for scoring when they needed to, but I would really credit San Diego's defense in the Wrigley area for the way they
Where was
really.
Simmons? Where was Simmons? I think they kept them nullified. What do you have? One goal?
He had one goal. He had a couple of good opportunities, but I definitely think Paulus was missed from there. They weren't getting the rebounds. It didn't look like, well, when you watched. Yeah, I was not super impressed with the way Albany played. That's for sure.
They ran into buzzsaw as far as Dixon was on. Jackson was on. Berg was dishing it left and right. They ran into a very veteran team as far as what they ran into. No question. No question. Getty was, Getty,
Actually,
stepping in and
I was pretty happy with how
in.
Getty.
Yeah, I thought he made some fantastic saves. Kick save left. I thought he did a good job. He rushed a couple passes out a couple times where slowed down a smidget, but you want to know what? Excited in the home barn. He produced. They just kept on coming back, and shot after shot after shot, it finally broke. So
Yeah, no, I was quite impressed with how Getty played. I mean, towards the end there, after Albany went on their little run, I think he let a few in that were like, come on, bud, you should have had that one. But honestly, I think he played way better than I was expecting. I think he made some saves he didn't have to. Yes,
well,
San Diego
especially
slowed it down.
in the third period is when he was on fire. He came right off the bench, and he was making saves after save. And it was huge. It kept the guys moving around. All of a sudden, they banged in 4. So Albany was making that comeback, and they didn't show up in the fourth period. And my question is, how was the crowd size?
It was actually pretty good. We're definitely growing. They are growing. There's definitely getting more people. I didn't get to go to the press conference. Unfortunately, they wouldn't let me in the elevator, and I couldn't walk down all the stairs. Yeah, all of a sudden they've got a new rule that only vendors can use the elevator, I guess. So I missed the press conference, and yeah, but my hip was done by the end of the night. I have to go down the stairs just to get to my seat, so I definitely wasn't walking 3 flights of stairs to come back up.
Yeah.
But
well, we got to get you another pass with the.
So I can get in the elevator.
Yeah, we got to get. They got them for all the cars. We get one that you put around your pass credentials there.
Yeah, elevator pass. I like it. But so did you end up watching this game?
I did. I watched it today, and as far as there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff. In regards to what impressed me though was a guy on the rush. Dude's 6'8", and he launched Mike no, not Mike, Trillo.
Oh, Trillo, yeah.
Trillo, dude's huge, 6'8",
Yeah.
and he's launching across the crease. I'm like, holy sugar.
Yeah. Yeah. Trullo or something like that.
Trillo, yeah,
Trillo. Yeah, he was a beast.
He was a beast. He is a beast. I was like, I couldn't believe that. But yeah, I did watch the game. It was a good game. As far as Bold, I think he's trying to make a name for himself. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he did, and he's a little upset probably. Bold has looked good, and especially in the second half.
Second half, yes.
That second quarter, I don't think it was so much that Bold looked bad. I think the defense had some lapses, maybe one or two of them. We'll watch them and we'll see what we think. So, what are your thoughts on Mike Messenger's penalties? He takes two early penalties.
Those too early. I thought the first one was kind of, that was a questionable. Again, he barely touched the guy with the stick, and you're giving him that. But again, you can sit there and two-hand somebody, and it's like, I don't get that. I thought it wasn't the best call, but you get them. The officials are trying to make their statement. Keep it down. Keep it off the head. No, nothing on the head, and that's what it leads to.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think they were setting what they expected for the game early.
Yep.
And then this one, I note it took me a few times, and I had to shrink this down so when we watched it, I would see what happened. It's that one. He just so smooth, blast him right in the face with his elbow.
I did see that. That was the next penalty. Yeah.
Yeah, this
that
is
was
the
number
second
two.
one. Boom.
Yeah, that'll get you one. And the official seen it. That's a good call. That one I thought was a good call. A dumb move by himself, but it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he makes up for it. He gets a couple goals, but the problem is, it'd be a lot better if he didn't take the stupid penalties.
That's exactly it.
But yeah, and here's the power play goal on that one.
They got a good power play there. I think they were 2 for 5, 3 for 5.
3 for 5, I believe. Yeah. And
yeah,
they, like I said, Keegan Ball all alone that kind of time. Yeah, he's going to score. And they were 3 for 5, and it very easily could have been 4 because I think the one they score is just after the power play. They're still pretty much set up into it.
It's a tale of two halves is what this game is.
Yeah. And here's Triolo. You were just talking about him. He's howling at the
look at the size of this kid. He is huge. And I'm sitting there, how do you D up that man?
Yeah. So this was they were throwback jerseys. Yeah. Also, Albany did not get as many loose balls. No. Not having Marshall Powless up front, that's anywhere from 5 to 10 loose balls that are picked up in the offensive zone. Their offensive rebounds were not good at all. And that's something I think that's a huge factor in this game here. It's in so many of the games, but Triolo there, he's a monster. And I love when guys get excited like that. It is fun to watch them. But here they get a reset.
Yeah.
They get the reset, and that's so important. It doesn't matter how you get the reset, really.
Nice pick, rolled off it, get the goalie to change sides, take the shot. Why he didn't give him a chance to really set up? It's a boom, boom, catch, step, shot.
No, it's like you said. That's the big thing right there. There's no wasted movement. That back motion, he's absorbing the shot, and it's just a half a twist in there.
And it's on the goalie before he's even in full position to, his feet are still moving when he's getting there. So great shot.
Yeah. No, that was a great shot. And I tell you, Shigliano, he had some pretty good saves in his own right for a while.
He did a very good job as well.
But again, this is what Saskatchewan, I'm just going to say Rush because I always screw up Saskatchewan. But yeah, so, and here, this is what I mean is Messenger between the penalties, and then he just gets straight up beat on this one.
What a great run.
Lets this guy run right through.
Never put a hand on the guy, swam with his stick over him. Never even he opened up himself. Great pass down.
Well, plus, so, the way Charlie Beatty steps up like he's going to shoot, and then just goes in. Boom. Or is that Charbonneau? I might have those two screwed up. I screw them up a lot. No, that was Charlotte Wheaties. I was actually right for once in a while. But then all of a sudden, Vancouver's offense, did Vancouver's offense get quiet at this point, or do you think it was more the rush defense?
I think it was a lot of the rush defense. They played good. The goalie stood on. I'm calling him Frank because I mess up his last name, so I call him Frank. But he had a lot of great saves in the second.
Yeah, there was at the end of the first one, that was one of the ones that bounced through, and that defenseman actually he saved one for him. But then we start the rush show, and it all starts off with Mike Messenger, and he kind of goes on a mission to redeem. He knows that first quarter was not good for him.
Yep. Defense steps up, pounds somebody down, loose ball, picking it up. Here we go.
Yeah, well, they call a penalty on that one.
Well, it happens. You want to know what? You close the door. Don't come into my. Sometimes you got to do that.
And on this one, though, I mean, I don't know.
It's not a horrific. It's not a horrific penalty.
It's not a horrific penalty, but it's also he's underneath them. He does. I guess he follows through a little high with the other hand, but
could have been worse.
Yeah,
I've seen worse.
Oh yeah.
Offense moving it around.
And this is going to be Messenger again from behind, and nobody was expecting this.
Over the top.
I love it. Everybody was talking about it. They're like, nobody was expecting, Mike Messenger. And you can see now he's playing lockdown
aggressive.
Defense.
Yeah.
Doesn't take the penalty, just stays right on him, makes it so that way if he takes that angle.
Pulled him into the crease, touched the crease, going up.
Yeah, he had a much better second quarter, as did the rush.
Yeah. Yeah, the rush were on fire in the second. Or, and like I said, it was a tale of two halves. As far as their 4-goal run, it's huge. Here comes another penalty.
Yeah, and then
4 on 3, 5 on 3.
5 on 3 is always so dangerous because if you kill a 5 on 3, that is a huge momentum boost for your team.
Yeah.
I mean, so they get another reset. They get a couple of good shots. Like right there, you're thinking you're scoring.
He's got it on the knee right there. You can see that little crease is open right there by his hand.
Yeah, and huge pickup. Vancouver, they go down. They kill some time off on the 5 on 3, and then they do actually a pretty good job here. That doesn't actually make it through onto Bold. I don't believe. I think he knocks so he misses it. Bold goes back, picks up the loose ball, and then they're basically able to kill the 5 on 3 at this point.
Yep.
Because there's only 20 seconds left, and they got 25 left on the shot clock. So they say, yeah, we got this, guys. Kill the rest of the penalty.
Get some fresh legs on. Work it around. Nice move. Got to the front. You're muted.
Sorry about that. Thanks.
That's a.
But yeah, though the rush did the defense did a much better job. But when they did get a couple chances, like right here, he's right in, and beautiful stop, Shigliano. And now we're gonna see the rush come up, and they're able to. When you get multiple shots, multiple opportunities, it's gonna happen. And this one, watching it live, nobody seemed to think that was a goal.
Hit that replay one more time if you can.
It's going to show it here. This is.
Oh, this is the one that bounced on the backside of the goal and bounced back out. Yeah.
So when you're looking from the front, it doesn't even you see the ball right in front of the goalie here, and then you don't see it again until you see it there. So you're like, oh man, did it hit the crossbar? And then credit to them for having that overhead view and that ref for making that call. Because wow.
Boom, boom. And look how close he's standing. He's right there.
Yeah.
And he didn't call that a goal.
No, he did. He did. The other ref didn't. No, they ended up.
Okay.
Yeah. because McCloskey, the Vancouver coach McCloskey was challenging it right from the beginning. He's like, no way that's a goal. And when you looked at it, that ref was right.
Yep.
But yeah, then this, I think having Dylan Ward step up here so that way this 4-goal run stayed a 4-goal run. You know, Vancouver scored right before the end of the first quarter, and then they score immediately starting the third quarter, so they have a much better second half.
Yep.
But this Bold comes up pretty big there a few times to stop this run. This second quarter could have been much worse.
Both goalies played well.
Yeah. Yeah, see, there's with the second. There's them making another save. And right here, he just defense miscommunication. You see they call. Nobody calls him. Oh, crap. He's
Nice
wide
cut.
open.
Nice cut.
Yeah, that was huge. That's Walter.
But I'm sleeping. They got lazy at the end of the period and snuck one through.
Yeah, and then this penalty right here.
Got it up high in the head.
No.
Where were you?
Right there, the loose ball. Hang on, you see my mouse pointer?
Yep.
It's a loose ball penalty. Dead ball penalty. Shot clock goes off. Because
Yep.
it hits the end boards, bounces back to him. As soon as he steps, the shot clock goes off. And instead of dropping it.
Delay a game. It's delay a game, I would think, right?
Yeah, it is. So instead of dropping it, he rolls it back there. And that was a huge. I mean, you don't expect that kind of penalty from Church, you know.
Wasn't a smart move.
No, and it cost them because they score immediately on the power play.
Yeah, power play in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah. This here, though, I mean, like you said, a tale of two halves. So at the half, Vancouver has 18 shots. So they end up with 32 shots, almost double their shots on goal in the second half.
Greg, on that stat right there, take a look at the loose balls right now. It's 41-32. This is what I thank you for pulling that up, because I'm going to give you a stat at the end of the game. This is halftime, tale of two halves. Wait till you see the loosies, and I was like, oh my.
Yeah.
Incredible.
The one thing Vancouver did have on that stat that was good was the 11 caused turnovers.
Yes.
That's huge right there. But here now, Vancouver takes a stupid penalty. I don't know what, he had to go just give him a little chop on the back. So I missed the, I think I screwed this up. So we'll have that Keegan goal in a second. But we're going to watch Church redeem himself.
Right.
This is for taking his delay of game penalty. And you see, again, it's just making the goalie step all the way across. And you're seeing that time and time again now. When they're doing the penalty kill, they're trying to draw that passing lane open just as much. And as soon as they draw that guy up high, by the time he turns in step, there's no stick in the middle of that passing lane. Both defenders on the top had their sticks up top.
Yep.
And what a goal.
And the defenseman's right where he's supposed to be. Stick probably could have been in the other hand, but yeah, it is what it is. It was good ball movement.
Yeah, just as soon as you see he turns and boom. Yeah, he can't even turn fast enough to get that stick in the other hand.
All right. And he did have it in the passing lane. It was all around good play.
Yeah. And Messenger takes another penalty. This was the boarding. Gets him up against the head. And this was another one that he took and you're like, was it the most egregious penalty? No.
But he kind of launched into him. He
doesn't hold up as his, he doesn't, as he sees Kirkness going towards the boards. Yeah, he steps right into him and lunges at him.
Yeah, he lunges into him. It was a good call.
And that's I am not a huge Messenger fan. I think he takes a lot of penalties that are unnecessary. Sometimes and that happens with a lot of emotional teams. Buffalo does the same thing. Their team plays like that. They'll take some dumb penalties sometimes, and you're like, "What are you doing?" But that kind of emotion and fire is also what allows you to drive through four guys and get a goal.
Right. Vancouver power play. Great job on the rush, killing the power play right there.
Yeah, no, Rush do a great job here. Just do not give up. He is just
Don't give up.
tenacious. And
Yep.
now, by the time they get it out, guess what? Oh, wait, you only have 8 seconds to get it across the floor, bud.
That's it.
Take it back.
Pick it up and kill some more.
No, yeah, that was huge. And then you see, so technically, this should be a shorthanded goal, but I mean, you know, they're not really going to count it.
A little
Oh, wait,
high
no,
on the head.
that was the wrong play. I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind. This is a penalty. Oh, my goodness. Shigliano looks amazing.
Big save.
But Vancouver's just not giving the ball up easily. That was a gorgeous move, but here's the problem. Again, 8 seconds.
8 seconds. They nailed him a couple times.
Yeah.
Both teams got nailed a couple times. Yeah.
Except for this one cost them. That's
Good
the one
fake,
I thought. That's what I
step
thought.
around, rip.
Yeah. Beautiful goal. Whoop. So Crowley's on.
Crowley ripped it. A good step around by him and used the defenseman as a screen and buried it.
Yeah, but I mean, the Rush did a good job. They answered every time Vancouver scores in this. They never allowed Vancouver to go on a run. And then I really think you talk about, a tale of what happens to the Rush's offense in the fourth quarter. I mean, so this is the goal you were talking about. The big boy's gonna just
Big boy come. Here he comes. Gets underneath.
And just turns and fires his way across the crease.
I mean, he's already halfway across the crease before he even launches.
Oh yeah, look at. I mean, his stick is pretty much there already.
Got to get Justin Warner to watch this cat play. I don't know if Justin's watching tonight, but that's what we got to see from the big dog. He comes back down this year. Would love to see him come back down. We got to get him doing that.
Yeah, that was a big goal.
Huge, huge goal.
He does a good job. Stamper talked about it, but not drawing the ward. He doesn't take the stick off, wrap around his head, and force himself in. He actually just kind of goes. And then we start the fourth quarter, and watch out, world.
It's a step, boom. Goalie's being screened a little bit by the defenseman. Outside shot. He's not squared up. Got him moving. Nice save.
Huge save, Shigliano.
Yeah.
That punch save, that's so hard, though, to just really, boom.
And it hit right by his toes. I mean, he's, a great save. Great save.
It was a great save, but they take a penalty on the power play. They get the reset. Rush get it. 30 seconds later, here they come. Again, Rush doing a good job. But this back check, that's huge.
Yep. In the crease.
It did almost go in the net, though.
Yeah.
But thankfully, the guy stepped in the crease. Because the back check, you actually see the ball does trickle into the goal. But he's in the crease. Doesn't matter.
Good call by the official.
Woo! That's one of those ones you're like, man, I almost would have gotten a goal just for, getting the ball checked out of my hand, too, if I could have just kept my feet out of the damn crease. Another big save, Shigliano. Yeah, the Rush, I mean, every team is good in the NLL, but the Rush have seemed to struggle playing a complete game.
Absolutely. Yeah, a huge goal right there.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
I can't say Adam is. I'm not going to even
You're not going to try to say Charlene Beatties?
Yeah, him. Yeah, him. And he's not a little. Look how high he is. He's got to be up there, and he's every bit of 6'3".
Yeah, not even close to like. And look at how far out he is from the crease too. He's a good foot outside of it. It looks like, and he just won't. But again, this is just the defense, and this is what I mean is Rush. The Rush defense, I think, just got soft. They let you see so many of these guys are one-on-one, and going into this game, Shigliano was the number one rated according to the Lax Metrics guy. He's the number one rated one-on-one goalie. Well, I think I figured out why. He gets so many one-on-ones. It's just sheer volume.
Right. The number. It's a numbers game, Greg.
Yeah, no, but I mean the Rush defense, they leave him out a lot to dry. And yeah, Shigliano looks good. I mean,
And credit the offenses to realize this, that they are light on the bottom post. Pull the guys up and get around them.
Yeah, no, but I mean, you can only leave.
There's no defenseman on the backside there. Look right there. Where's the defenseman?
No, and they get the rebound. Getting the reset is such a huge play.
Gets around, goal.
And
they took each other out. Yep.
Yeah. And this is because, he gets underneath both. And you can see Messengers looking at him by the time he decides to commit down. And credit, I mean, look at Keegan Ball, way out there.
Yep.
So, and if you leave him alone out there, it's only a quick pass, and then he's stepping through the middle and shooting as well. But yeah, a little slow on the slide. They run into each other. And again, it's just Vancouver all alone inside.
Get to the middle. That's what they did.
It's like Coach Tony says. That's where the best angle is. If when you're talking angles of shooting, right there in front of the net, you've got the best
rebound
angle.
And boom, boom, boom.
And then if you miss the net, bounce. Yeah, maybe you get, whoop.
Right back at you. It had to hit that divider spacer for the glass because it took the crazy bounce.
That or it kisses right maybe off of the defender, I think.
Okay, yeah.
And then so it changes direction.
Yeah.
Because like you said, and Stamp said, everybody was talking about the way it should come off of the plexiglass there. You could see he's expecting it. You could see him laughing. He's like, Killen's in the back is my favorite. He looks like a little kid who just got away with something.
I'll do that again. He called it.
Yeah, and now it's tied up.
Vancouver's on the run. Can it be stopped? No. Ball.
What a rip. And same thing, you make the goalie step all the way over to that side. He's got to come to this side, and Keegan Ball just puts it over that side on the corner.
Now, if you go back, you can keep going forward. But the last time that the last goal was scored, Keegan Ball was on the outside of the restraining box, which didn't force, but it brought the defenseman out so much farther, which opens up the front. If you're going to keep an eye on the big dogs, the backside, it opens up.
Yeah, like you said, because this time that's exactly what it is too. Is the defenseman had to go down onto stayed down to cover Crowley inside to not leave him alone. And Ball says, I got that, no problem.
Well, coming up big.
Yeah, that was one of only a couple of chances, really, that I feel like the Rush end up with. And
there's a reason for all that. At the end, we're going to take a look at that. Remember that stat margin?
Yeah.
Because it comes in huge at the very end.
Yeah, Zach Mans, he looked pretty good. I mean, not as good as he has. He's been one of the highlights of the Rush offense.
Boom. And at this point, they're tired.
Oh, wait. It's almost like we've said, you keep letting guys run in on your goalie, and you expect, you can't expect anything else to happen.
One-on-one with the goalie. There's the numbers game.
Yeah. That was an interesting one-handed shot, too, for Messenger as the shot clock's winding down. That's what I mean is this, like, not an ideal shot. The Vancouver defense stepped up and played good. Unfortunately, they give the loose ball. They lose that one, but can't win them all.
Right?
But right here, they don't capitalize on it. Instead,
There's a push from behind. No, they didn't see, and that's what some of the calls, it flabbergasted me. You just face planted a man from behind, and that's legal, but.
Yes, it is funny, but then Bold makes a nice save here. He was called on a couple times to make some big stops, but
and he did.
The rush definitely left a couple opportunities.
Well, and they forced shots towards where they could have worked it around a little bit more. I thought they did. There was too early of a shot. You could have pulled it out, get the proper guys on there. Instead, the transition guys ripping one, goalie's making an easy save.
This is a beautiful grab right here. He just puts his stick, matches head to head. Nice little behind the back flip he tries, but they end up getting it out. They go down. Look at this shot clock. They run it right down. Oh, wait. Somebody gets in with a little time. This time, Sigliano's able to make the save. They come back down. And so they called a reset. The announcer sounded like he thought it went wide originally, but either way, Bold got just enough on it. But really, Saskatchewan unable to capitalize. Even they're going to call a penalty here on that. Yeah, it is hard telling some of them. But yeah, so the Eagles running by him. I guess he grabs him, the inside of him. I thought he was just going for the little, check, let him know he was there.
Get around.
Yeah, that was it
was a huge kick save.
Did that make it all the way to Bold? I don't know if it made it all the way. I think that defenseman steps on it. I think he gets his stick on it and then steps on it. Whoop. Or maybe it was kick save Bold.
No. You're exactly what it was.
But yeah,
great effort anyhow. We'll go with effort.
Yeah. But then this right here. And now you've just given, you're on the power play, 40 seconds left. If you can get a good shot, you got to like your odds. And instead, we turn the ball over. They go down. Vancouver kills, most of the 30 seconds off. They get 15 seconds to come back up. They take a long outside shot. Missed the net, so it would have been an over and back. And they just, at this point, the game's over.
Game's over, yeah. Not enough time.
No, and I tell you, that was a great. It was a great example of how different the ebbs and flows of lacrosse. Because, so if you look at both teams had a quarter that they went on a run and they were able to hold the other team with a shutout. The difference is Vancouver had a 6-goal run. The Rush had a 4-goal run. And look at what the difference is.
Well, and like we were saying that stat earlier, as far as Saskatchewan at halftime, I think would they have 41 ground balls or 32 ground balls, whatever it was. They doubled up. Vancouver doubled up. They had 76 ground balls, where Saskatchewan had 48 ground balls. So incredible, a tale of two halves. Ground balls caused turnovers, 20 caused turnovers. Vancouver had 11, excuse me. Saskatchewan had 11. Blocked shots. Vancouver had did it a 7 block shots. Saskatchewan 3. The tale of two halves. They doubled them up on the other side of the ball. The great defense. Goalies played solid, 39 saves apiece, if I'm not mistaken. So, it was a good game to watch. It was the not the nightcap, but the last one of the week that I watched, and watching all this lacrosse, it's like, holy, some incredible plays by incredible players.
It's hard to keep up with all the highlights. That's what I laugh all the time, because I'll watch so many games and I'm like, oh, I'm going to clip that one. I'm going to clip that one. Then I get done with the end of the week and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have all these little clips. What am I doing with all of these little clips now? I forgot.
We did a whole bunch of things and it's like, wow. It didn't even talk about the Calgary and Colorado game. And then I'd watched that one as well. And Colorado, they got a good team. They're back. They're turning it on now.
I'm going to be talking to Owen about it, so I'm going to watch that one tomorrow. That is I think that's the only game I haven't watched yet this week, is actually that one. But
it's a good one.
Yeah. So what did you think? What happened? Did Calgary? Usually you could expect them to get quite a few transition goals. How did Colorado end up with 13 though? That's unusual. Del Bianco and the defense usually can hold these guys down to 13. What was the key to getting that far past them?
You're putting me on the spot with so many games, Greg. I apologize. As far as, hold on a second, let me recap because it's right in front of me with technology. But as far as the Connor Kelly, there's your difference. Connor Kelly.
4 goals.
Yeah. I don't know. I pulled that one out just because his name popped up.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, Connor Kelly did have 4 goals. So, I mean, that is a huge... that is a big night for him. He doesn't.
Dylan Ward was big in goal for him. As far as the crowd, a home crowd for the Colorado, and they played a solid game up and down. It was a good game to watch. Again, my problem is there's so many names and so many players. I'm learning these guys, trying to learn them, and it's enjoyable actually.
Connor Robinson with 6 assists. Looks like he had a Dane Smith-esque night, or I guess Chris Wardle would be a little bit closer to that with the 1 goal and 4 assists. He ended up with 5 points though, but a good job. Yeah, so it looks like they kind of spread things out a little bit, but I mean, Dylan Ward only having to make 37 saves. I would say it looks like Calgary struggled offensively a little bit.
Defensively, both what? Yeah, no. I think they played a solid game back and forth. Both teams played up and down the court, up and down the rink, and it was, it was a great game to watch. Again, it was a nightcap for me, but good games. I'm enjoying myself. NFL is over, season's over. Go Bills.
Yeah.
But as far as congratulations, Kansas City, that's a whole nother subject. But
all right, so as you were watching it, it kind of looks like going into the tail end of the fourth quarter, Mammoth, start in the fourth quarter, get 3 quick goals. It looks like they're going to win. Then it looks like a couple penalties are taken, and then the Roughnecks are going to come back, and then all of a sudden, Connor Kelly, like you said, the answer just steps up, puts the dagger in their heart, making it that 9-12 with 3 minutes to play. Because needing 3 goals, and it's doable, a goal a minute, but you got to hope that you get a fast, turnover, because 30-second shot clock, 2 shot clocks is a minute. So even if you don't score, you're already playing that game of, oh wait, now we missed one of our opportunities on the shot clock.
It was back and forth at the very end. 19 seconds left. They're scoring goals still. It was good. Not a lot of penalties. Solid play. Good to go.
Awesome.
Good to go, brother.
Can't wait to talk to Owen about it. Paul, we've been doing this for an hour.
I know. It goes by quickly. It's good stuff, Beecher.
Time flies when you're having fun. I tell you, we always talk for like, what games are we going to talk about? And hopefully we can fit them all in.
I got my notes on one game and you came in hard with the other. I'm like, shit, I didn't do those ones.
Yeah, sorry. I was a little disgusted watching the Albany game. I can say that, but I think Marshall Paulus, unfortunately, wasn't with the team. His, he had some family stuff he was taking care of, but I think it showed how important he is to this team because it's not the stuff that shows up on the stat sheet always as far as the goals and the assists, which he has plenty of those, but the extra loose balls, the creativity, the throwing the screens, the defense having to worry about if he's going to take a shot because their offense can score from anywhere
Mm-hmm.
when they're playing right, and they just did not seem like they were connecting right. They didn't pick up hardly any offensive rebounds, it seemed.
Well, the first half was definitely brutal as far as that goes. It's Jameson. What did he? Did they release what lower body, the lower back, lower leg, something?
The lower body injury was all I heard.
Yeah. So I mean, but it shows you got a goalie that come in and you can keep your team in the game. Offensively, they had to step up, and it wasn't there.
No, and honestly, the fourth quarter left a lot to be desired defensively compared to the rest of the game. I mean, they allowing 8 goals through 3 quarters is not that big of a deal. If you can keep them to 2 or 3 in the next, you're doing all right. You kept them right around double digits, but yeah, that lapse in the fourth quarter, all of a sudden it was like they just turned it on.
Yeah. At that point, that's when I switched over to the Toronto game. I'm like, you know what, this one's over. I'm gonna see what the other game looks like, and that's when I picked up. I think there was 10 minutes left in the Toronto game, so
yeah, and a much better ending than this one was, where basically Austin Stotts just kind of destroyed the end of the all of their hopes and dreams. That was just like It's over, guys. But no, the Firewolves offense really left a lot to be desired. Alex Simmons, 15 shots on goal, 1 goal. That's not. Yeah,
it's not good stats, sir.
No, Jackson Nishimura got up the floor a couple times. He actually helped on offense a bit, but no, I think you really noticed not having Marshall Paulus. Longboat, he got a goal, but not having that extra help up front, they didn't seem to flow quite right. Nothing seemed to really work for them. And you look at the loose balls and you can see it. Chaykowski and Nishimura had okay nights. Nishimura had a very good night for him as far as offensively, but defensively he played okay. And really, other than Chaykowski, he was the only one I think that had a solid defensive game where you looked at it and you were like, okay, you did what you were supposed to do on defense.
Well, that and 91, the face-off guy,
Yeah.
Nardella. They went 50-50. That part there, you can't ask for anything better.
No, especially against Baptiste. But
yeah.
The other thing is Nardella. I think Nardella is a way better defenseman than Baptiste is, though. So yeah,
absolutely.
No, if you can go 50% against Baptiste and play as much, the level of difference in defense, you definitely got to be happy with Nardella. Like I said, there were some bright spots. Firth, unfortunately, didn't seem to be able to get much. Grennan looked okay. He had a couple of good opportunities. I thought he was going to bury some, but you really got to give credit to Allegrieri. He played really good.
Yeah, he was on fire.
He was on. Yeah,
44 saves. Again, you got a veteran offense and a veteran defense. Is that the difference as well? Could think.
Yeah. It I don't know. Their defense I think was underrated, at least from my eyes going into it. Kyle Rubish, 8 loose balls. He played great. The whole rest of San Diego, great game for them, and just a terrible game for the Firewolves. Not a lot of bright spots. Their only bright spots I think were Getty had definitely.
He had some big saves, I thought.
Yeah.
He came in and he did his job.
Well, and he came in and they were getting peppered. It was not like it's not like they were just getting outside shots either. They had some very good opportunities. A couple of the shots I think were soft, but for the most part, I think most of their goals were well earned.
Yep, I agree. It was a good game to watch up until the end, and then I swapped over. But listen, like you had said, it's 9:40 now, and we got to get our players to bed because Wednesday's coming for pickup at the Nexus Center at 8:30. So anybody out there that wants to get a run in, get down to the Nexus Center because we're always looking for some more runners. They've been awesome. We've been right around 30 players, so we've been getting full runs. Guys are loving it. The goalies are getting great rubber and good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, it is, and Albany's going into a bye week, and it's like Josh just said in the comments, it's more how do you respond to this? It's not a big deal to lose one. I don't think anybody thought they were going to go undefeated. How do you respond to this? Are you able to take your bye week, lick your wounds, get the team back together, and come out, and we play Vegas next week at home the following week, so. A lot of good things to look forward to. Paul, I know we got a lot of good games, and like you said, we're going to bed, but with the games looking forward to it, what game are you definitely watching?
This coming week?
Yeah.
I'm probably thinking Rochester, Halifax. I think that's going to be a great matchup. Looking to see what happens there. But then you got to take a look at the border wars there between Toronto and Buffalo.
That's the game I'm really concerned with. I think that's going to be an absolute barn burner. I think, yeah. I think the Rochester Halifax game is huge because of where they sit in the standings with each other. But
the standings, the history between the two, the cities, it's good stuff. I'm excited to watch that a little bit, Jammer, and Rochester's going up to Halifax, so it's going to be a good time.
I think next week we're going to be talking about the first time Buffalo's lost 5 games in a year. It's been a while.
They got to step up.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Matty Vince got to be Matty Vince. That's for sure.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Hello, Yeti Nation. Get down to the Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Fay Farms. Where's the beef at? Contact Jimmy Fay. Family Landscaping. Make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ. The Black River Ale House. Where the Romans go. Dura Products. Who's got the pipe? Jimmy Fay's got the pipe. Contact Jimmy Fay for irrigation, drainage, pool, and spa. You building a new house? Contact Jimmy Fay. He's got your stuff. The B-Dry system. Your basement's wet? Get a hold of B-Dry. Believe in 271. Nobody fights alone. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF. Your local representative. George Kaler, Sales and Service.